Hi everyone. What I'm going to talk about in this video is a combination of taking care of your emotional well-being and communication. I don't often work off notes while I'm filming these videos, and this is one of the cases where I will not be using any notes. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be talking for today, but what I have to share I think is important enough for especially people living with a chronic condition. If you're struggling with your emotional well-being, or if you're trying to work on yourself, your abilities and your skills in articulating yourself. So I've been in deep thought during the past few weeks. What I've been thinking about is a combination of my own goals, what I'm needing from the healthcare community, how to take care of my body, and generally what order I want to be doing things in, since Plan A's kind of shot up for my plan for 2023 is just shot. And what's occurred to me is the single most important ability or skill is the ability to communicate and express what's going on in order to get help from the healthcare community. That's part of it. There's this other part that's over here. That's the support from friends. So if you think about it logically, you might see your family doctor once a month or every second month. You might see a therapist maybe every 2 weeks, if you need one, that is. Or you might go and see an orthopedic surgeon, but they've got a very limited role where they may operate on you, but then the care becomes a physiotherapist. But after all these appointments, it comes back to you living in your home or apartment, wherever you lay your head at night. And it's dawned on me the importance of both community, being able to express yourself, but also the appropriateness of expressing yourself. So what I mean by that is I highly doubt that you'd share some topics in a large group where it's better talked about one-on-one or with 2 friends or 3 friends. What I'm kind of coming back to is not living your life as an island, not being a one-man show or a one-woman show. And if you need help, the ability to express it, but also having thought through what it is that you need help with so that it's effective. It could be as simple as a listening ear. Just being able to articulate what you're thinking, it sometimes is helpful, and that in itself is all that you really need. And having thought out loud, you might go from like 5 options to something makes very clear and convincing sense to you to pursue. There are other times where I've started with a list and then tried to put them in the order that made sense, and just sort of first, second, third, fourth, and just keep working through the items. And in those cases, I think you either choose what is going to take the most time to complete, sort of the biggest monkey that's hanging over you, or what's going to be easiest done so you can at least have something on your to-do list that's been completed, and you can feel the sense of satisfaction from having done one of your chores. I do think there's merit in knowing what you can and can't do, and what time and effort you're able to give to friends so that you don't sacrifice yourself in the process. I often play computer games in the evening hours, and a lot of the time the computer game becomes second to spending quality time with friends or laughing at each other when something screwy happens in a computer game. But that time spent together, I do find to have a lot of value to it. There is something that I've been thinking about over the past 18 months or so. It's really important that maybe not at the end of today, but over the span of a few months, that you're able to find some satisfaction in life and being able to be content and know that your life is going in the right direction. It's sometimes hard to tell in the short term if it is or not. But over the span of a few months, are you getting the things done that work towards an end goal? So if the end goal is painting a room, breaking it down into its component steps like cleaning the walls, picking out a color scheme, who's going to do the paint, and just sort of breaking it down, who will do the first coat of paint, second coat of paint. But that type of thought process with whatever your goals are, and then over a few months being able to take time to look backwards in your life, and if you're achieving what you're setting out to do. There's always going to be things that happen out of left field that are beyond your control, but require you to respond to it. And I tend to think if you're taking care of yourself, if you're trying as best as possible to live your life, and you're finding a sense of satisfaction in it, or you're working towards this, because sometimes life is in process, that when the unexpected happens, it really does show who you are, what you stand for, and your character, your nature, what concerns you, and how you respond to crisis either brings out the best in a person, or I tend to think it brings the worst out, where your guard's dropped and who you really are comes out at those times, and that's what your friends will see and people you work with or go to school with. So these things have kind of been floating around my head for the past few weeks while I've been trying to sort through some of these things for myself, and interspersed with some doctor's appointments. And I wanted to share it for those of you who need to hear this and spend some time doing introspective work. I will remind you that emotions may say one thing where reality's not, it's not an exact match. Like if your emotions are here, this circle, reality might be encasing some of it, but not the entire thing, and not to make your emotions bigger or smaller than they need to be. I do understand if you're feeling hurt, the need to talk about it and address whatever's happened, but that firing off a message on social media may make you feel better, but did it really help or not? And are you causing yourself more grief or not? Anyway, that's what I've got for you today. I hope part of this has been helpful for you. Thank you for the time that you spent watching today. I appreciate it. Have yourself a really good day. Bye for now.